What can I say? I bought something, quite a big thing, but I can tell you it's a very early Christmas present for myself. And here it is. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So the package was just delivered, 7 days directly from China, and yeah, I'm so happy about this. And yeah, let's unbox this. Woohoo! That's really heavy. But now let's open the camera box or pouch. Ta-da! And here is the camera. So a nice shiny red for cooling. Which camera is it? It's a ZWO ASI 2600 MC Pro camera. Dedicated deep sky camera. USB 2 connection, USB 3 connection, power supply. By the way, you have to buy the power supply separately. Wow, it's a really powerful camera, and it really has some weight to it. Let's see the sensor. Here it is. Oh, it's huge. You also have a UV IR cut filter here, what you can see, and you also can see the sensor. It's huge. Wow. Yeah, and you also have a little pouch for this. Yeah, so finally I got my very first deep sky object dedicated cooled Astro cam. I'm really happy about this, and yeah, it was also a fast delivery. And the best thing is, or the second best, is that we will have a great weather condition and clear nights. So I think today and tomorrow as well. So I can really test this, and I will test it, and wow. Crazy. Yeah, so as I said last time, it's really a huge thing for me. I mean, it's also expensive. It's an expensive camera. And as I said last time, I just saw the summer sale on the ZWO website, and I used it. So 10% off, and the prices when you buy it directly from China are really much lower than here in Central Europe. So yeah, I used this, and I saved hundreds of euros. I think I saved 800 euros compared to if I had just bought it from a Astro shop or something. So wow, crazy. I cannot wait to test this, and yeah, so just now I want to talk a little bit about the camera, not so much about facts. I think there are much better videos on YouTube. Since this was a really big investment for me, I also thought about potentially to get a mono cam. So to go mono, and now I want to talk a little bit so why I decided to buy a one-shot color camera, the ZWO ASI 2600 MC Pro, and not a mono cam. Alright, so I will not do this too complicated here, so I just want to tell you why I decided to buy a one-shot color camera and not a mono camera. I will not go into technical details of the cameras and so on. If money doesn't matter for you and you have not to consider other things, then you have to go mono to get the best image quality possible. But this will definitely come with a price, so it's not just a camera. So mono cameras are more expensive, maybe much more expensive than a one-shot color camera like this one. And it's not only the camera, you also have to do or to buy more things like RGB filters at least, and also a filter wheel, potentially an electronic filter wheel. So this can be really expensive. And here one-shot color cameras are cheaper. When it comes to mono cameras, you have to do 3 single images, so R, G and B, red, green and blue, and combine it afterwards to get a single image. And if you're using a one-shot color camera, you do one picture, one image, and that's it, and you will have an image. On the other hand, if you're using a mono camera, mono setup, you have a higher flexibility when it comes to post-processing, image post-processing. So you can do many color palettes, for example, Hubble palette, HOO panel and other things. So what you do here is you have your different channels and you can assign several colors to it. So you have a great variety when it comes to colors and overall image processing. But you also have to learn how to deal with different channels, right? So to combine this. But this is something you can learn, of course. But here it's, as I said before, it's a little easier, I would say. You also have the possibility in post-processing to have a separation of a one-shot color camera image in different channels, but you will not have such a high flexibility when it comes to image post-processing and so on, as far as I know. I'm not an expert when it comes to different channels and post-processing this. This is only what I know from different videos I watched. The biggest thing for me I really had to consider, since I'm living in a very light polluted city, and have quite a reduced field of view or night sky and so on. So I only have several hours of imaging during one session. So if I want to create a final image of a total integration time of about 8 hours, that's my target now, or maybe even 10 hours, it depends. This is not so easy for me, so I cannot do the imaging one night and then I have 5 hours per night of real data, but I only have maybe 2 or 3 hours. Also in general, I have quite a short time to do my imaging in the night. And here the biggest thing for me using a one-shot color camera is really I will have faster imaging sessions, and also in the end it's easier to process, as I said before. So you do an image and you will have it. You don't need RGBs to combine it. Yeah, that's my thoughts I made. I mean, I also thought about other things, but these are the main things I really considered. And yeah, as you can see, in the end I decided to buy a one-shot color camera. Since you really take some money, you invest some money, it's a very good time point, I would say, to really deeply and carefully think about potentially going mono and potentially buying a mono cam. But in the end, after careful decisions, I decided to buy this really great 2600 MC Pro one-shot color camera. Okay, one-shot color camera. I knew that I will most probably buy a camera from ZWO, which I also did. I also did a little research on other brands and so on, but that was actually quite clear that I will buy a camera from ZWO. And in total, I decided between 4 different camera models. The first one was a 294 MC, I think MC Pro camera. The second one I considered to potentially buy was the 533 MC Pro camera. The third was a 071 camera, also with a very big sensor like this one. And there was also, of course, this 2600 MC Pro camera. I did some research on those different cameras. First, I also had to learn what the specifications actually mean and so on. And then I compared those 4 different camera models. And when you go to the ZWO website, there's a very good, very nice tool, let's say, to compare different cameras and different specifications of those cameras. So this helped me a lot. So here I have my new camera, the ZWO ASI 2600 MC Pro. I have my ZWO filter draw with 21mm, and I also used the 16.5mm spacer to have a total of 55mm. Should work. Today I will have the chance to test this camera because we will have a clear night, and tomorrow most probably as well. And so I will have my first light using this camera. Where's the rest of my Christmas presents? I'm ready to go. It's August, for God's sake. And here are the results of the first light of my new ZWO ASI 2600 MC Pro color camera. Alright, so now I want to show you some first results of imaging during 3 nights using my 2600 MC Pro color camera. And one of my first targets was a California nebula, NGC 1499. And this is a single sub, 300 seconds single sub. I only applied automatic background extraction. I also increased the color saturation a little bit, overall color saturation. And yeah, I also have to say that's quite a faint object, and for that 5-minute exposure single sub without applying any darks or flat frames or bias frames, really just one single image. I really like this. And what I also want to do in the future is to do a mosaic of this image, because this is only a section of this beautiful object. And yeah, that's a California nebula. Then I did the Iris nebula, NGC 7023. That's this one. Single exposure, 900 seconds. I applied automatic background extraction and nothing else. I did not increase any color saturation. I did not reduce any noise or something. This is really almost unprocessed. It blows my mind. I mean, I really like this. It's so cool. Just a single sub, and you can really see structures here, and yeah, just looks really cool, I think. Yeah, that's Iris nebula. Then I did the M45, the Pleiades. This is a 600 seconds single exposure. I only applied the automatic background extraction, did not do anything with color saturation. I did not apply darks, flats or bias frames, and I did not apply any kind of noise reduction. Almost unprocessed image, single sub, and I just really like it. Really, really cool. Wow. Yeah, those are the Pleiades. Then I did the Elephant Trunk nebula. Here, 480 seconds, single exposure. I applied automatic background extraction, and I also increased the color saturation here. And I also did the same with 900 seconds. So here it's 480 seconds and here it's 900 seconds. I did the same. I applied automatic background extraction and I also increased the color saturation. So overall color saturation. Yeah, you can really see this famous structure of the elephant trunk nebula, which I really like. For me, personally, it always looks like a, silhouette, I think it's called silhouette, of a, beautiful lady, I would say. That's the head, and that's the shoulder, nothing, and yeah, okay. I really like this color here, and yeah. And it's really a nice difference between 480 seconds and 900. It's really those dark structures, especially here in this region, are really increased. Also the edges here of the structure. I really like this, and I will definitely also do this beautiful target here. Yeah, that's the elephant trunk nebula. Then I did M31 Andromeda Galaxy. This is really a completely unprocessed 300 seconds, so 5-minute long single sub of the Andromeda Galaxy. And here I did 900 seconds, so 300 seconds, 5 minutes versus 15 minutes. And it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. I mean, it's a single sub, right? It's not processed at all. And you can see those dust lanes. It's just beautiful. Just really beautiful. I did not do anything with this image. And you can see so many details. Crazy. I'm so happy with this camera. It's really crazy. What I wanted to say also, the images you saw before are all made using my Optolong L Pro broadband light pollution filter, and those two as well. During the last night I tried the Optolong L Extreme filter, where you can see a signal from O3 and H alpha, so a narrowband filter. So this is broadband. And then I did some processing of 10 subs, and this is what I got. So this is using my L Extreme filter. This is a processed image. It's not finally processed, but I did some more processing here. This is 10 subs and 90 minutes or 1.5 hours total integration time. I mean, it's only 1.5 hours. And yeah, here I applied the darks, flats, bias frames. I think I used the automatic background extraction for this. And I think I did not do any noise reduction as far as I remember. And yeah, so here it was not my intention to create a realistic looking, or what we call realistic looking galaxy. My intention was really to increase the structures of the dust lanes here, and also increase the signal of the O3 and H alpha, which you can see here. And I really pushed the red channel in color saturation. Of course, it's not a perfect image. You also can see the overall, also the darker regions are looking quite red. Also some stars. This was just experimenting PixInsight, just to play around with some, with the color saturation and so on, and applied a mask here of the galaxy itself, and try to increase the signal. And I really like it. And this is only 1.5 hours of data. I mean, wow. I also want to show you a comparison, quite unfair comparison between result from using my Planetary camera. This is the one sub 240 seconds of the Cocoon Nebula. I only did some color calibration, but I think only minor changes. Planetary camera uncooled. You can see, as I said before in my last video also about M106. It's just a crazy amount of noise, and it was always difficult to have a separation between the object and the background. And yeah. Okay, this is the Planetary camera, one sub, and this is the 2600 MC Pro. The same exposure time length. I used the Optolong L Pro filter, broadband light pollution filter, and I mean it just, the difference between the noise, it's just amazing. It's really unfair comparison. I was just interested because the ZWO 385 MC color camera, Planetary camera, is one of the cheapest cameras as far as I know from ZWO versus a quite expensive one-shot color camera which has a active cooling. And yeah, I just wanted to know how it looks like, how it will look like, and it's just, yeah, nice. So 240 seconds versus 240 seconds using my new camera. And then I also did a test shot, single test shot, again not processed, 480 seconds. So 240 seconds versus 480 seconds. And yeah, you really can see some improvement here when you do longer exposures. And yeah, also, I mean, this is also in terms of resolution, right? This is one exposure here. I think it's 2 megapixel or 3 megapixel camera, I'm not sure. And this is has just a higher resolution here, this camera. And here it's really nice because you can also see or get an idea about those dark areas, dark nebula. So the dark nebula will block the light of the stars, and those dark nebula are also very interesting because here you can, in those regions, you can find organic molecules, so for example sugars or single amino acids, because they are, at least to some extent, they are protected from aggressive radiation, and that's why they are quite stable in those areas. And this is a Bernard nebula, a dark nebula. And yeah, and I had a chance during 3 nights to do more images, or create more images of the Cocoon Nebula. And now I want to show you my final results of the Cocoon Nebula using my new camera, the ZWO 2600 MC Pro color camera. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Clear skies.